The Arabian Peninsula for ages a land of dunes, wind and sand. Yet, after centuries of precarious development, the region is now one of incredible growth and progress, wealth and luxury. Home to 7 countries boasting some of the world's most cosmopolitan cities, today's Arabian Peninsula bears testimony to human ingenuity, the ability to turn barren, sterile soil into a lush, fertile oasis. Its most prosperous cities are sophisticated neural financial hubs, influential cultural centres and world-class tourist destinations boasting avant-garde architecture and, most importantly, jobs for people from around the world. Underneath the sand and rock lies the source of this wealth, oil. Its exploitation has transformed the region, yielding unprecedented riches in less than a century. For hundreds of years, nomadic tribes dominated the peninsula. They depended on cattle and the limited agriculture afforded by its few oases, along with fishing and pearl cultivation along the shores. Then the 7th century saw the introduction of Islam. Its prophet, Muhammad, was born in Mecca about 570 and first began preaching there in 610 before migrating to Medina in 622. From Medina, he and his companion united the Arabian tribes under Islam's banner, creating a single Arab-Muslim religious polity. Since then, this region has remained eminently Muslim territory, ruled by royal dynasties that, in differing degrees, have tolerated Christianity within their kingdoms. Although today a minority religion, Christianity has actually been present in this region since the 1st century, with the New Testament book of Acts recording Arab conversions to the faith. Following the fall of large portions of former Byzantine provinces to Arab armies, a vast Christian population came under Arab-Muslim dominance. As Muslim commanders expanded their empire throughout Asia, Africa and southern Europe, they offered 3 conditions to the conquered: convert to Islam, pay the jizya tax every year, or face a war to the death. Those refusing war or conversion were deemed to have agreed to the jizya. It is generally accepted that after Islam's rapid expansion from the 7th century onward, many Christians remained faithful. The 21st century is now seeing a growing openness to religious diversity in stark contrast to earlier times. In fact, Christianity is experiencing one of its highest growth rates here. In many places, churches are filled to capacity, unable to embrace all the faithful who turn to them in search of a liturgical life. The boom has come mainly from the millions of non-native workers hailing from over 100 countries flooding this region. In the United Arab Emirates alone, 85% of an almost 9 million population are non-citizens. While oil ignited the progress, nowadays financial services, tourism, real estate and high-tech development represent the new economic forces shaping the region. However, amid glittery civic facades, hordes of migrant workers live in sparse conditions. Like desert Bedouins enticed by a legendary oasis, they seek abundant prosperity, but instead find themselves trapped in a reality diametrically opposed to the mirage that brought them here.
I would like to guess that about 70–80% of people coming here never really improve their lot. They simply end up frustrated. Some are even dejected and they return home without anything at all. It's a struggle because I guess it's the society itself making it a little bit tough for everyone. These Asians who come thinking that they will have a better life should think twice, because some of them or most of them are not really prepared to come. Some have not even finished studies. even finish the proper work ethics, but they simply come because of the promise that life will be better. And this is, the problem really begins back home. And the problem is the image of Dubai projected in the world. And you go to Satwa, you go to Karama, you go to Murakabat, you go to some places where life is really miserable. In one space like this, you will find about 8 double-deckers. 8. And they share a small kitchen and one small toilet for about 16 of them. And I think that is not the worst, because in that big villa, not so big villa, I was told that there were 52 of them living in that villa. So what they show you is only, of course, the good part. If you want to see the real Dubai, maybe you have to come with us and we'll show you.
Although varying from country to country, in general, worker mistreatment and a lack of rights is common. Low economic growth in their own countries often drive workers to the peninsula to support families back home. For many, even a meager income is better than nothing. Unfortunately, many must pay recruitment fees to the people who find them work, and in some cases work visas can cost up to a year's wages. Unions and labour strikes are not permitted in the region, and insubordinate workers are immediately deported back home. 12-hour shifts for 6 or even 7-day work weeks without overtime pay are common. Some struggle to send home no more than $100 a month, despite working 11-hour days, 6 days a week. Low-end job foreign workers can't keep their passports, which are usually held by the person who recruited them, thus controlling mobility. The vast majority of workers live in labour camps, large facilities with dormitories and common areas. While some claim on-site leisure facilities and a wide range of recreational pursuits, their conditions vary greatly. Some conform to international labour standards, while others are meagre and inadequate. Conditions worsen if foreigners illegally overstay their visas. In some cases, up to 14 workers might have to share 80 square metre rooms. The neighbourhoods surrounding these labour camps have become cities of men, where thousands live solitary lives alongside their male counterparts. The sociological phenomena are strikingly challenging. Women too suffer similar conditions, and in a place where millions of men and women share this plight, loneliness pervades. Contractors often fall behind on paying workers' salaries. With no legal bodies to protect them, it is not uncommon for workers to end up unpaid. They become trapped, unable to buy an airfare back home or pay their fines for remaining illegally in the country.